All right, so same thing. We have first pick from Eternal Kings on Radiant. And second pick Dire from NeXty. Same setup as last time.
No, it's not. Eternal Kings had last pick last game.
Oh, you're right. Okay, you know what? That's a.
Don't worry about it. That's why I'm here. We're fact checking each other. We got a Batrider band and a Magnus band and a Bloodseeker band.
Same bands as last time so far, just in different order.
Yep.
As far as.
Yep.
Actually, I gotta take that's right. Real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. Matt Cuff carries the cast. Faceless Void band. That's kind of a good band. Just one of those heroes that kind of does whatever the hell he wants, and you can't really stop him after a point. Chronosphere is just a powerful ability. But let's see. So far, we've got one game up for Eternal Kings, and they're going to open with something strong. I just know it. And we'll find out in less than 2 minutes and 15 seconds. No, I'm not actually going to sit here silent for all that time. I do think that NeXty needs to do something with this draft different than last time. Not really shoehorn themselves into such a specific timing and type of gameplay. Like to see something more physical damage than last time, maybe more push as well. Just so that they can survive that transition into the late game a little bit better here. Meanwhile, I was a fan of Eternal Kings' draft last game. Felt very well-rounded. Light on push, but when you win the fights, it's okay. And they're just going to agree with me, and they're going to say, you know what? Clockwork, good hero, pick it. I don't know why you had to wait so long for it, but we got it. Clockwork.
Alrighty. What did I miss?
They picked Clockwork.
Oh, very good. I see that here now. And the Faceless Void band. Okay, so the bands were exactly the same, just out of order.
Yep, I think. And they pick a Clockwork, because Clockwork's a good hero. Dire picks a Tiny. I love Tiny.
We didn't see a Tiny pick or ban last game.
Nope, I love
Tiny.
That's
crazy.
Though.
I know you love Tiny. Tell everyone why you love Tiny so much.
He's such a strong combo. He's weird as a position for it, because he definitely falls off, but he can crush the first 20 minutes of the game. You get a good Tiny, you'll love it. Meanwhile, Eternal Kings decides to be toxic, so they pick Venno. I hate Venno. He's so annoying, except for when I pick Venno, then I have a good time.
Venno is that hero that's fun for everyone except you, or not fun for everyone except you. Even your teammates don't usually have a good time, because there's just this snake that sits in the lane, and he just hits people, doesn't really do anything else than team fights. He sits there, and he just presses his R button, presses his Q button, and, and then he's like a ward.
He's
Actually,
basically,
he
he's a walking version of his W, pretty much.
Yeah,
but
actually,
it's okay, because you know what? He is like the king of the solo lane, right? There's Darkseer. I feel like Darkseer Tiny's okay, especially in the early game, because
I like this. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Tiny kind of needs that way to get into range of his combo, and Darkseer provides.
Yeah, I've been seeing this a lot, especially in like a lot of the Omega League stuff I was watching, where from just out of vision you can surge the Tiny and he just combos people at like 6 or 7 minutes when usually he wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, and the Ion Shell too. It just adds more damage to the combo. So I was going to say about Venno, is Venno's great because he can kind of sit in the lane, in a lane, after the laning stage is broken up, and you have to put someone against him, but you also can't really commit to take his tower. Like, he turns one lane into a nightmare for the enemy team. And that's where his power comes from in the mid game. Is you just say, you know what, you're safe lane, guess what? You gotta put someone here, even if you don't want to, or I'm gonna take your tower.
And he feels awful to kill. Because you have to commit so much to kill him. You're gonna take so much damage just from all his abilities and wards in the process of killing him. A hero might die in the process. And then you kill him, and it doesn't feel great to kill a Venno. Because the other two cores...
Like a 5.
Yeah, 5, or even a 3, because then there's 2 other cores at least farming.
Yep. That's why I love him. That's why I love Venno.
It's also why I hate Venno.
Exactly. One of those heroes. One of your tickies. One of your...
Alright, NeXty again going with the ban all the carries strat. Did not work out for them last time. I'm guessing DOS is their main worry. I mean, he did definitely show up last game, even with a horrible start. He came at the end. He was like 15,000 net worth ahead of the next person in the game, even with his horrible start at the beginning. But I mean, a lot of that can be on his team though. His team made a lot of space. They executed exactly how they needed to.
Yeah, and actually, Eternal Kings bans the Sven. They say, you know what? Last game was too easy for us. We'll make it easier for you guys. Give you all more of a chance. We'll ban out the carry. Man, Warlock, what a hero! He's been making a comeback. I like Warlock, and you know what? People are finally starting to value the upheaval more, and that's what you love.
For like the first time since I can remember in playing Dota for and playing and watching it for 8 years now, Warlock's upheaval is being valued. Maybe I missed a meta where it was, but it has not seemed like it's been very valued for a long time.
Oh goodness, the DOS Spectre praying that he does not build the Meteor Hammer.
Alright, is the Meteor Hammer DOS good or is it bad? I need the inside scoop on this.
So Meteor Hammer was a pickup at high level Dota for a little bit. DOS touts its values, but every game I've played with him on Spectre that he's built Meteor Hammer, we've always lost. So I think it's cursed.
Alright, maybe this is how Eternal Kings evens out the series to a 1-1 in the end. Is they're putting the handicaps on themselves to see if they can still win with DOS Meteor Hammer.
I don't think he's gonna go it. I think the Meteor Hammer has kind of phased out of existence. It was an interesting experiment, but I just don't think it's good enough.
No, I think the Viper here is very good. It provides break against the Spectre, very good against both the Venomancer and the Clockwork. But I'm really worried about NeXty's draft. I think they're having the same problem they had last game.
Yeah, they still don't really have anyone to do physical damage in the mid to late game.
They have no one to put this game on their back.
They do have very good team fight. They could win off a team fight. But
meanwhile,
it's just scary.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I feel Eternal Kings is solving problems I had with their draft last time. In their where it felt like last time there came a point where only Sven would do damage eventually, most of the damage anyways, other than team fights. The Wind Ranger and the Spectre both could potentially carry this game very hard though.
Yeah, both of them have damage, and the Venomancer provides a ton of magic damage, so they've still got that spread of damage that you like to see.
I have a question. Has the Wind Ranger Arcana made Wind Ranger more meta? I feel like I've seen her played a lot more since the Arcana came out.
Yeah, I mean, she was getting picked up beforehand. I feel like that's definitely kind of the Arcana effect. It's why I was so sad that either Faceless Void or Spectre are going to get it, because that's going to be annoying to play against. But I think as well, she's kind of been coming back into a position of being picked. A lot of teams have been playing her anyways, in either the 4 or the mid, and I think she does offer quite a bit. I think Slacks made some very good points about the hero, but overall I do think she's in a good place right now.
Alright, so you're disagreeing with Slacks here. I think that's a Paddling, but we'll get to that later.
Oh, we will. Is that the Twitch stream after dark, the Matcast Paddling?
Oh, no. We can't promise that yet. you have to sign up for our OnlyFans for that one.
Anyways, last pick for Eternal Kings. Probably going to be another support, probably the 5. Looking for something to secure the lane for our friend, the Spectre. What'll it be? Now, it could be an Io. Because even if Io doesn't like Spectre as a partner, well, doesn't matter because they picked the Disruptor. But I was going to say, even if they don't like Spectre as a partner, They can win the lane and then transition to being the Windrunner partner, and that's scary.
That is scary.
But
I like the Disruptor here, because the Disruptor will pick the Meteor Hammer so they can go, no, DOS, it's not necessary. We already have a Meteor Hammer. It's on Disruptor. You don't need to do it. And DOS can relent then. He can buy an actual item on Spectre.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He might do it anyways. Meanwhile, a Terror Blade comes out. That's a carry.
They did it. I like that hero actually here.
They picked the carry. Oh, Skater doesn't have the Arcana. Doesn't appear to have that's like what, a custom chest and like shoulder, and that's it.
On Ned here?
No, on Skater on the win.
Oh my goodness! I mean, Ned is not using the Arcana either. This is alright. The cosmetic game in this game is really disappointing right now.
It actually is. You're right.
The best cosmetics right now are on Clockwork and Viper mostly.
Darkseer's got that golden gauntlet though.
That's fair. I like the Tiny one. Tiny needs better cosmetics. I have long tested. He's been getting some better ones recently, but
nothing
still,
incredible.
I think he needs some more.
It's a nice Clockwork set. I like it.
I do like that Clockwork set. I haven't seen that Disruptor
look at how jacked he is.
Yeah, I mean, he is the same species as Axe, so. Why?
Yeah!
Right. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh.
Get that out of here.
Okay, that's a little better, but still.
It's better, but still. Let's see if we can show off the fractured spine and scoliosis that Windrunner suffers from. Does it show it in client? Oh, it's gonna be hard to tell if we're not in a pause.
Alright, you need to zoom in.
I can't get an angle behind the cape. Oh,
you need to press the display mode.
That back doesn't look that back doesn't look healthy. I mean, look at this. And nothing.
I don't
not
know
a
how
single
that works.
cosmetic, Skater. What are you doing, you clown?
All right.
Sorry.
So.
Just upset.
All right. Okay. Now let's talk. I guess we'll talk real Dota now.
Yeah, it is time for Dota.
All right. We got the ward down here on the bottom lane. Tree snuck in there to place down. I don't know if they realize on the side of Radiant. They're playing footsie though.
Man, I'll tell you something. I understand this ward, but I hate it.
Oh, why do you hate this ward?
I wish they would have moved that ward right there. Okay? Because look at this. Look at the vision it gives you. It's like totally cut off by these trees.
But here's the other thing. He placed that ward from in these trees right here, so they didn't know he placed it.
Oh, they get a toss back. Well, they have the ion shell. Nothing's gonna die. Meanwhile, up top. Oh, nope. No one's gonna die now. Ned says, I am large and in charge. And that's gonna result in a 2-2 rune swing. So no one really benefiting or losing.
2-2 swing, but you have to commit the meta early. The meta is gonna be 3/4 of the way over by the time they get to lane.
Yeah, it's not. I think it's gonna be popped by the time these creeps meet. And none is done.
Oh, it is. You really like to use that meta to secure an early wave.
Yeah, secure a wave or force the enemy out, of which this does neither. And look at Tiny, man. Tiny is just on the move, on the back lines, tossing back. It's not gonna be a kill on the DOS, but it's gonna be a hell of a lot of damage.
In the mid lane.
Man, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a tough one for the Wind.
I've been seeing this actually a few times in the Omega League. The Viper actually does very well, but that's another. That has been 2 range denies now. I've seen from the Wind.
The Courier goes down on the side of Dire, but the toss up, first blood could go either way, and it looks like it will go to the side of Radiant. Notorious with that Thunder Strike and 2 Souths, and they'll be back to full HP.
Now, I'm gonna think about this in a 5D chess manner.
Okay.
That might have been value. Maybe somehow. Okay, now Darkseer standing back here. For Dire. Darkseer gets more XP. They have to use regen because they were very low. Okay, maybe not. Forget I said anything.
I'm not sure I buy that.
Alright, moving on. Mid lane.
Yes.
Viper catching back up in the deny game. I feel that, yeah, Viper actually I think is just going to dominate this lane.
Yeah, even if Viper doesn't dominate the lane, he can move between the creeps and the camp, so he'll naturally get stuff. Man! Couriers are dying left and right. Artorias kills Bakers. And Baker did not have the items from it, so that is rough. Meanwhile, though, they're looking for a kill. Up top on the Warlock, but he's got the heal. He's too powerful.
Bottom lane, Tree looking for something, but having a hard time getting it, dying early and not level 2 yet. Alright, now level 2 now.
Yeah, that lack of levels is going to make him suffer. Oh no!
Oh, what? Oh.
He puts down the sentry, but it gets dewarded before he can kill the sentry, and that pull camp's still blocked. And you really want that pull camp if you got a Darkseer to pull that wave back. Now all Darkseer can do is sit here, sad and alone, as he gets tanked.
See, here's the problem with Darkseer. He gets to this point, if he doesn't get a good start in the first few levels, where he just has to sit there, and the carry doesn't care about the low level ions.
They are going to try for a toss, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, but as I was saying, the carry here doesn't care about the low level ion shell. Darkseer is going to be really strapped to get the ion shell higher level, and I don't know what you do from here because you don't jungle well. Meanwhile, top lane, Terrorblade doing very good compared to last game. Yeah. Actually, then again, Ember did great last game too, but I think this hero can do a lot more translating into the late game.
Yeah, they're fighting for the pull camp right now. Clock, maybe in a spot of bother. Unlikely to die, though. And man, this Tiny, it just feels like he can't choose if he wants to gank or not right now. Like, you keep seeing him going over to about the outpost, and then turn back, and then go back to the outpost.
I think this is something... Oh!
They do catch the Darkseer. It's going to be tough. They do put onto the Tiny that level 2 Ion Shell. It's a lot of damage. It's not going to be a kill, but it's a lot of damage, and it's farm.
And as I was just talking about the level problem on Darkseer, they have solved this level problem. The Darkseer now out-leveling the Spectre.
Yeah. Finally getting something. Viper going between the camps, doing his thing. Wind hitting the creeps, doing her thing. Meanwhile, though, Clockwork, again, could be in trouble. Oh! The clap creep only hits. Poor Terror. You hate to see it. Meanwhile, Tiny does get the courier of the Disruptor. Will he go for a gank? He's looking. This time, will he commit? He's walking. It's going to be a little tough because Wind is farming camps. But he's in a good position. And Dire does not know.
So Kane and Wind is really helping her farm camps for usually the Viper has.
Here it comes. Is he gonna dive the tower? It looks like he maybe wants to. He's not quite sure. He's gonna go when the creep's dead so he can get the toss back. Then the ult comes out from the Viper and a break, but no stun. She just TP's home.
I think that's honestly better. I think it's still early enough in the game, but that's better.
Meanwhile, though, Terrorblade goes down, and then Darkseer goes down. T-tours all around. Got who caught up in it.
Alright.
Oh no, but this is a disaster in the making. Look at Tiny. He's waiting. Treebeard, he's looking.
Oh no.
If he gets the kill now, that will be a nightmare. Darkseer's TPing back in. Wind playing pretty passively, doesn't have vision of him yet. Tiny waiting for his moment to strike. Will he take the opportunity? No. TPs to the bottom lane as Darkseer is about to die after TPing back, and it could be a disaster. Tiny, though, he says, now I will get you last hits, Darkseer. And Doss? Doss has to be careful! That's a lot of damage! They do manage to get the glimpse onto him, but there is a toss on Tiny. He doesn't use it, though. And he goes down. Meanwhile, Terribly dies again.
What is terrible? What happened? We keep missing this because the skills are happening elsewhere, but...
Man. Ooh, and Darkseer almost dies to the dagger.
Alright.
I need to see. Buys the drums! Thank heavens!
Alright. Okay, with all that starting angle, though, he could have bought a meteor hammer.
He could have. Thank God he didn't.
No. I want to see this. I'm curious now.
I'm sure it has merit. It's just that whenever I had it on my team, it was always cursed.
I see.
You know, though, Viper, a little weak, but he's just gonna, hit the creeps. He's maxed out his E, so it's gonna be real hard for Wind to go on him.
I think that's another reason why the Viper Wind matchup is actually so good for Viper right now. Because you can just max that E, and then Wind just doesn't want it. It's almost not worth it to go on you.
Meanwhile, are they looking for Terrorblade again? They were, but they're not going to get it.
Bottom lane. They were starting to go towards him, but now Doss is TPing out. He has the haunt ready, though.
It's a little strange. I mean, he was missing a lot of mana, yes, but it was basically full HP. Oh no, they decide they want this Terrorblade! And they're gonna probably get him here. Maybe. What's this hitting? Is he hitting him? Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna get him. And they're gonna get the Warlock. Oh no. Warlocks, please. Please let me live. Clockwork gives him the body blocks. Oh, the combo comes in. Tiny does get a counter kill, but will probably pay with his life. Is Radiant going to die? Radiant says yes. That's a lot of gold for those two. Meanwhile, Darkseer gets soloed by the Static Storm. Gets tipped. I did catch the tail end of that. No T-Tours today. And Wind is in a lot of trouble. Who's going to win? I do think Viper's going to die, but so is Wind.
Wind gets the XP there. Viper gets a... Actually, Wind gets more gold, too. That's all around more value for Wind. I think the side of Trunking just making heads-up plays. They're understanding the map and reading rotations better. And reading their ability, their strengths better.
That was a slow team wipe across all three lanes, pretty much. They got every single hero.
That was. I think.
And now, this is what I was talking about. Look at Viper. Or Viper, Venom.
This lane's dead now.
He says, oh, you decide to leave. You decide to put the Darkseer top. You'll pay the price.
Placing these wards here in the trees. You can't TP in at all.
Oh, no. No, please, spare me. Spare me, says the Tiny. As he gets tossed up, I don't think any spares coming. Will the rock come out? No. And Baker, now he's trapped. Now he's in danger. He's slowed. He's hooked. Will he drop the rot? Meanwhile, they do get the Darkseer up top anyway, so he's not even safe there. That's another 3 kills. That's Radiant running away with it. Oh,
it's only a 2k gold lead at this point. Dire's still farming very well despite the fact 3k now, but...
Yeah, but if you look at the XP lead, it's almost 4k in favor of Radiant.
Okay, that is far bigger at this stage in the game. This is XP lead. What do we got? Let's look at levels real quick. I'm gonna pull up levels real quick. Here, a level. Yeah, we still have only level 5. I mean, not that Tiny really cares about his ultimate, but 2 level 10s. 2 talents already coming. Or actually, sorry, that's the hero on each side. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop talking for a second.
Alright, I'll pick it up by talking about Tiny some more. Yeah, Tiny doesn't like his ultimate, but God, he needs every single level up until 8. Those are his important levels. Having that maxed out Avatos is everything for a Tiny. So him being low level is going to suck. Meanwhile, they've decided to go on Viper, and they're going to get him. He's a dead man.
At this point in the game, I think Radiant can just, every 60 seconds or so, they can just choose a hero. No, doesn't matter which hero, and they just die.
Oh. And they kill the Darkseer. I can't keep up with these lads. They're getting so many kills. Tiny. He wants to be on Radiant. That's where he belongs, and he knows it. Oh,
Tiny
no.
They are not
Speaking of him, oh, he gets the deny.
They are not accepting his peace offer. They have
oh no, a
refused
glimpse.
his application. Oh.
Just drop the rock. It's all you can do. He does. But I don't know. Disruptor. That ain't gonna happen. He goes down. Meanwhile, Spectre bouncing around the fight. Who is going to pick it up? Wind going on to the Darkseer, forcing him back. Clockwork is very weak. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Radiant just decide we're good.
That was 2 support ultimates and 2 supports traded right there, although the Golem a lot longer of a cooldown. Yeah. Static Storm.
Here he comes. Dude, that Golem looks like a hero with that cosmetic.
Honestly, at this point, the Golem is more of a hero than most of the heroes on Dire.
Ooh, spicy. But I can't say that you're wrong yet. Especially, man, this pause for Tiny. Look at him. 2,000 net worth. Please, Spectre.
Oh,
please. Maybe. Die, Spectre. Please, I need something this game. Oh. And Wind decides someone's dying. But it's not going to be us. Doesn't have mana for the combo. Desperately tries to walk away. Gets cogs. Right. Gets clapped.
Alright, I'm going to look at the positives here. Terrorblade has not done anything in terms of fighting enemy heroes in the last, like, 6 or 7 minutes.
Alright.
He's just farming.
Terrorblade's done nothing.
He's been hitting creeps, which is good. I think that's what he needs to do here. He's not ready. But the game is on his back.
Yeah, Dire is taking a tier 1 bottom. Probably going to get traded out for the tier 1 top.
Can they get it? I think they might be able to, unless Radiant commits a lot of heroes.
Oh, Artorias. He's here. He's ready. He has no friends. He has a friend. The Spectre. The hook comes out. Cogs him in. Doesn't give him the knockback, but Spectre's here. Also Disruptor. Oh, not like this. He has a blade mail, but what's it worth when you're stuck in the Static Storm? And they're going for more. Now, the Glimpse already used as discussed, but meanwhile, look at poor Terrorblade. He's in a state.
Oh,
the shackle comes out. He wants to suck, and he'll get it. Dire, they see it. They say, go, please, get us a kill. Darkseer, he walks at her.
That's a huge kill right there.
Yeah,
putting the Wind off the map for almost a minute. Release a lot of pressure off the side of Dire here, and especially off the Terrorblade. Obviously, we just saw the Terrorblade almost dying for the Sunder.
Oh, and look, Tree Hearts getting into his role. Toss! Dead Disruptor. Powerful combo.
See, this might be the strat. They are so far ahead that now whenever Tiny kills a hero, the network just swings that much harder back in the favor of Dire. That was the strat all along.
Well, that is the power of the Avatos. You know, these weak heroes will just instantly get killed by it.
They were just fattening the enemy team up, you know, just like lambs for the slaughter, right there.
Well, maybe. I feel like it still might be rough for them, given that, you know, Spectre's pretty tanky. So is his Clockwork. Oh, the speed. They're gonna get the toss. There he is. That's a dead man. Does he walk out? No. The ult comes out. Many ults, including the Warlock and the Disruptor. So far, a double kill for Radiant. A triple kill as they're going to take out the Viper Skater, though. Probably going to pop to the poison. So a 3-for-3 trade. Overall, probably works out in favor of Dire since they're behind. And if we look at the fight recap, yeah, 1,400 gold versus 600. But Radiant does win the XP game.
I think if you're Dire though, if you're NeXty, I think you're okay with that because Terrorblade, while Spectre's still farming, it is buying Terrorblade more time. I'll be honest, I like this Terrorblade matchup into the Spectre a lot. The Terrorblade. Oh, what?
I said I'll trust you. You're the carry.
The Terrorblade, I mean, he can turn the Spectre, any item she wants to buy, back on her. It's really hard to get rid of those reflection illusions now. And the Desolate and the Dispersion from those illusions, very potent.
Does the Dispersion actually disperse since they can't take damage?
Actually, wait.
I still... The Desolate is obviously powerful.
The Desolate is, you were right. I was speaking words, but not thinking as well.
Uh-oh. Speaking of the Spectre, though...
Oh, there we go. The Spectre, though.
I don't have high hopes. I'm pretty sure this is a dead Spectre. And indeed it is.
There's a big...
No, don't pick up the tree hard! Look at him. His attack speed is so slow.
He doesn't care about the attack speed. He wants to throw it for extra damage.
That I can't accept. And they're looking for something. Let me tell you, despite their rough start, they've been making pretty good efforts to get back into this game, make some pressure.
Oh, right here on the river.
Tiny's gonna be revealed, and then a runaway, and then a glimpse. That was probably more than necessary to stop them.
Yeah, they're still willing to play the map, and they're making aggressive moves despite being behind, and that's what I think they need to do right here. They need to use their heroes. They're very good at playing aggressive to do so. They're still playing their timings regardless of their start, which I can see that here.
Oh, the big timings now as Wind finishes her MKB. Uh-oh, though. No, please leave me alone, says Disruptor, and Tiny listens. The static field enough to convince him. Kinetic field even enough to convince him not to press further. Oh, but that's what you want on Tiny. That Nether Shawl is exactly the item you're looking for. That extra magic damage is powerful, giving him a lot more opportunities.
Oh, no. Win. Skater might be in trouble here. Top lane.
I think it's going to be tough even for this Viper.
Are you sure?
Well, I thought she had
damage. Oh, never mind.
Oh no, not like this. Where's the glimpse? Doesn't have it. And that is a haunt down. Uh-oh, Tiny is caught in a bit of a rough position. Oh no, Tiny!
Whoa, oh!
Wishing he had craggy exterior, goes onto an illusion which unfortunately just isn't good enough.
Oh, craggy exterior, what an ability.
Everyone forgets about it, but I don't.
Those were the days.
Uh-oh. Looks like Dire maybe want to do something. But it's
everyone throwing out spells, but not doing much.
Now, Terrorblade is just farming during this. He has taken the top net worth position. Spectre also decides to leave. Viper's going in. He's fast, but he's sent home. Now... Oh! What an unfortunate ultimate from the Warlock. Doesn't manage to stop the TP out of the Disruptor. And look at all that damage. 2 kills. The power of Venomancer shows itself once again.
Well, they get... Oh! Is he gonna toss... Can he toss the Golem? Can he do that?
He can, but I don't think he's going to. Oh, he does manage to run away. Still doesn't have that Blink Dagger. 20 minutes in. That's gotta feel rough.
That's... I honestly don't think Dire cares still. Terrorblade just soaring ahead in net worth here now. I say soaring ahead compared to where he was, how far behind he was. And he just keeps going up.
I don't know, it feels dangerous. DOS is getting close to that third item. That's Scotty, and that's gonna be pretty scary. However, Darkseer picks up the full Guardian Greaves, so he's online as well.
What do we have going on here? I mean, Dire very clearly playing to the center of their map. A little more scared than Radiant. Radiant definitely have map control. You can see from their ward vision. Although they have this ward out here on the side of Dire. I guess that must have been from Terribly. He must have taken it out there. Because he was farming out here for a good 3 minutes.
Yeah. Man, look at this. I mean, this is just the power of Spectre. As you see all these people huddled around
they just don't want to fight.
And Spectre is just on her own, doing whatever she feels is necessary.
Oh, the smoke we have here in the middle lane.
Oh, and they might catch out Ned.
Oh,
what a hook shot! The pushback, still stunned. The silence just to make sure he can't ult. Oh, but the combo does come out. A Blink Dagger reveal from Tiny to take out the Disruptor. He's already done his job, though. Upheaval gets canceled by the Clockwork. Tiny, meanwhile, being forced back. Does have another blink in about 5 seconds, but it may get canceled out by these illusions. And what a cogs. Oh, but what a wall! An ult comes out from the Veno, doing a lot of damage. Meanwhile, though, Radiant decide not really to push the issue, but do get the tower. In exchange, Dire will get 3 kills. But now, that's just more map control for Radiant.
I think that tower, you get Terribly and the tower, I would say that's an even trade, if not in favor of the side of Eternal Kings. Because your goals towards winning this game, your objectives are being achieved. Meanwhile, next
Spectre gets blinked, tossed back, desperately trying to run away, and probably will. She is quite tanky. Meanwhile, the double shackle. This is suddenly turning into a turnaround kill as the kinetic field comes out. Darkseer is fast, but not fast enough to run through electricity, and they get the glimpse back onto the Viper. Viper decides, now's my time. I'm going to try and go in onto the Spectre. Spectre tries to TP home. Doesn't even get interrupted by the Golem that gets dropped. Dies too early. But there's a Golem now on the field, and they're going to lose Disruptor. And suddenly, things are turning around into a way that looks fantastic for Dire, as Artorias looks to possibly re-engage. Just pops the Blade Mail, pops the Flare, trying to get something. Meanwhile, Skater has to be careful not to die to the Golem. And Ned is here. He is in his metamorphosis. And they'll just try and clean up. Please, give me that Samurai.
Alright, that was a very interesting fight. We thought that the fights were dying down, but then we had NeXty commit onto the Spectre, and at first it was not working out. It was actually working out poorly for them. But as more heroes arrived with the break, and more stuns, the Golem, and Fatal Bonds from Warlock, it ended up working out in their favor. Only really losing the Tiny, Tiny and Darkseer.
Clockwork!
Oh.
It's an easy pickup. Carry on.
Same thing happened again. I think this Viper is a lot stronger than I think either of us really talked about. This Viper with the Blade Mail, the Orchid, and then just his talents and abilities is capable of killing most heroes on the side of Radiant right now.
Yeah, definitely looking good. If we look at Dota Plus, it is still 60% in favor of the Radiant. Everything in Eternal Kings has it. It's that Spectre power. Meanwhile, the blink, the stun, the Orchid, the wall. There's no hope for the Disruptor. He is definitely going to die. And by the looks of it, so is the Veno. As he pops the ultimate and then pops.
Treeheart might be in trouble.
Oh, maybe. Oh, the flare misses. Skater, do it to him. Doesn't cast that power shot. Decides it's not worth it. Instead, power shot's a small camp. Understandable.
I think NeXty is just playing more aggressive. They're playing proactive. I always like to say that I really think playing Dota in a proactive manner is a lot better than playing reactive, no matter what state you're in. When you're making plays and making the enemy react to you, you're just doing better. Like, it's a psychological thing, I think, as well as just how the people react.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They love to go on the aggressive, it looks like, and that's what you want. You know, force the enemy to make mistakes. Don't make mistakes yourself. I don't think they thought that was real. Oh.
No, but I completely agree with you. I think, although on paper it may appear that Eternal King should be stronger, maybe even to Dota Plus, NeXty just playing aggressive, making them react to them, and it puts the enemy team in an uncomfortable position.
Yeah, and it's also just crazy how night and day this Blink Dagger on Treeheart is. He's gone from, you know, having to waddle up and hope for something to just eliminating this Disruptor every fight. And I think the Disruptor needs to be playing more careful.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off. Vino was going a little up there, and Tree was looking at him with hunger in his eyes.
That's a bit of a dangerous dive. Oh, for the swarm, come on. You gotta be careful here. Artorias on the side. They do have a ward now. They're gonna see the smoke with it. They do ping it out, but Viper is in a lot of trouble. What an ultimate coming out from the Disruptor. However, a huge counter ultimate from the Warlock is going to do a lot of damage. It looks like the wall does come down, and it's a big pull. Everyone's weak on the side of Dire, but it doesn't look like it matters. The upheaval, slowing and slowing and slowing. Skater taken down to 1 HP by the Terrorblade ulti, and they're just fighting in this wall. They don't care, and everyone's going to go down.
Alright, so what happened there is the hook shot combined with the kinetic storm right here in the center here onto both the Darkseer and the Tiny eliminated a lot of the ability for the side of NeXty to react. The wall, the Avatos, they came up very late by the time that happened. Vayno's ult was out. Only thing that they could try to delay it with was Golem, and that was not enough.
I don't know, man. I think if you're Radiant, you gotta start walking into Roche now. That's the objective. You gotta take something. And look, as I say that, Win pops that Lincoln's and goes to town!
And this Roche is all but theirs at this point.
Oh, absolutely. There's no way that there's a contest.
And NeXty, unlike last game, do not have heroes that are great at splitting the map other than Terrorblade. They don't have that Invoker with the Boots of Travel who can constantly be pressure those lanes and stalling the game out.
Man, and DOS has a Scotty and a Manta. Oh no! Tree hard! Not like this! Doesn't get caught. Could have been close. Mindbreaker does come out. Put on to DOS immediately. Pretty good item. All of the enemy heroes suffer from that silence, so it'll work out well for them. Oh,
yep.
Viper, he's a little bit deep. He's looking for
something.
And he's going to get hookshotted. A toss back is pretty good, but actually it gets blocked by the cogs despite him being miles up in the air. That blade mail won't save you now. The mute comes out too, and he's dead. Clockwork knows no fear. He sees Baker, and he sees kills. He cogs him, but doesn't know that he's done so. And this could be a lane of racks.
This could be, if they don't take this well, this could be more than laner racks, I think. But Turtle Kings has shown that they are very disciplined when it comes to these things. They will take only what they think they can absolutely get.
Oh, and the wall comes out, but the vacuum catches no one. There's not even anything to fight back. This wall has unfortunately done nothing. Terrorblade, meanwhile, is pushing the tier 2, and look at Artorias! Gets not the pushback, but does get the hit. Then Force Staff makes him go away. Artorias, look at that. That's mean, dude.
Oh.
But meanwhile, they're going to kill the Darkseer. They're going to get the melee racks. They're going to get a buyback. The Rock does come out. And Spectre, I'd say, is in trouble, but has an Aegis.
Goodbye, Terrorblade.
Oh, what a vacuum. Terrorblade forced to push again. Tiny dead. Warlock dead. Viper coming in. Oh no, not again. See you later, nerd. He goes back to the fountain. But not before the Shackle connects him and the Darkseer to give them another kill. And this is about the worst that you could have. Meanwhile, in the other lane, Artorias and DOS have decided it's time. Now, there is a battery assault. Not enough. Oh, which way is this going to go? Just kidding. It's going the way of DOS. He's getting the farm. Record scratch is right.
And all I want to say about that siege mid lane is, you know, the side of Radiant don't have the best ways of hitting buildings, but when you have all the time in the world, does that really matter?
Yeah, and I just pulled up the fight recap here real quick just to give you some numbers. 3,000 gold for Radiant, negative 1,000 for Dire, and 8,500 experience for Radiant, 0 for Dire.
Yeah, this 13k net worth lead, it doesn't seem like a lot at this stage of the game. It doesn't sound like a lot at this stage in the game, but it just feels that Turtle King's just executing better now. They've dealt with the aggression that NeXty was putting on them. They figured them out. They've read it like a book, and they're just playing their game plan, just like last game. DOS gets farmed. DOS sits in front of the entire team, does whatever he wants, and the rest of their team just...
And an enchanted quiver coming out for the win.
If you had to say, who has been the standout player so far for Eternal Kings, I think Artorias has made a lot of plays this series.
Artorias' initiation has been brilliant. Not to discount the brilliant plays of Notorious on that Disruptor as well. But I mean, I think it's just the supports from both sides have been playing really well, right? Like, the Tiny Treebeard has been doing a lot of work, and so has the Warlock. But it's just, you know, the power scale of what the other heroes can do around that just feels so far in Radiant's favor as the high ground push continues.
Just feels like Spectre is becoming this hero, even with their ways to deal with them. They make space for DOS. It's just like the Sven last time. DOS will win the game with that hero.
And meanwhile, Terrorblade actually gets through the kinetic field so he can't run away. Artorias is going to get slow. A BKB is available. Meanwhile, a big golem comes out. The Spectre, first life down. Unfortunate, if they had waited a few more seconds, the Aegis would have popped. A wall, a vacuum. Is it going to come out? Does not. Meanwhile, the BKB on the Windrunner. She says, die Viper. The only hero on the Radiant with buyback, I do believe. Or on the Dire with buyback. Actually, there's a couple on the supports. And Radiant now has to get out. It could be very dangerous for them if they don't. Smoke immediately comes out from Dire. They want more kills, but the static field, kinetic field even, proves to be too much. Tiny in the area. Look at this.
They might want something.
Look at this Radiant. They say, come, search for the kills and we'll cut your head off.
They'll show them the kills. It just won't be for them.
Here it comes. What a shackle onto the Terrorblade. Does get force staffed out. Although the glimpse back is big. That's going to be, even with the toss back, probably. No! Does manage to get off the Sunder. I don't think it's going to be enough, though, as he does die. DOS getting pretty weak. The kinetic field comes out. But DOS, he's in a lot of trouble. Goes down. It's now a dangerous situation for both teams as they do manage to get the Spectre. No way to buy back Haunt in. Just the two supports for Dire. And Tiny goes down. He does not have a buyback. He just used it. It's just the Warlock with no mana. He does have a buyback, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Rampage!
For Skater!
I think they have buyback on the side of Dire on just the Warlock, but I think that might just be game. They're coming up pretty soon, though. Maybe not yet, but...
It is a slow push.
Very slow push. Although when they come up, I don't know what they can do to stop Skater here. He just looks like a monster.
It's just the Darkseer. It's just Darkseer and Terrorblade. Now they do have that buyback on the Warlock. Again, it's a slow push, but it ramps up as Venno gets more and more wards down. They're going to have to wait. They're probably going to have to buy back on the Warlock to ensure that they don't lose the game. This is really their only chance. When Spectre comes back up, she won't have Haunt. First tier 4 already fallen, second one going down now. It looks like Dire will attempt to make a play. Radiant playing very passively, not committing. Although, now that you say that, Windrunner pops the ult. And here comes a big vacuum wall with the link damage. They are taking quite a bit. Wind is going to take down the Terrorblade, though, and that's going to be the game. GG or not, the wards, they attack the tower. The enemy team is forced under the fountain. GG is called. That's going to be the game.
That's... If I can say anything so far, that was a lot cleaner from the side of Eternal Kings. It's a lot rougher for the side of NeXty than the last game. Not nearly as close. I want to say it's the DOS show because he just farmed so much and he just wins the game at some point, but honestly it's not. Those supports and their offlane just making space for him all throughout the game. DOS just seems untouchable on the side of Eternal Kings. No matter what you do to him in lane, once it's that 10-minute mark, you just can't get to him. You just have to. There's these heroes running you. There's this Wind Ranger. There's this Clockwork hookshotting you every single time it's up, and you forget there's a Spectre in the game before it's too late.
And both games, I think, just Eternal Kings had a more coherent draft. It was more well rounded, but at the same time, it felt very clear what their game plan was, and part of it too is the lanes made a lot of difference. If the off lane had gone better for Dire and Treeheart, could have gotten a couple of kills or a couple of ganks. That game could have gone a totally different direction. But no, they just put the strong lane. They say, "All right, you want to run Tiny Darkseer? We'll run Disruptor." What are you gonna do?
Well, I think one of the biggest problems, at least this game is that NeXty does not have good ways of getting kills, other than Eternal Kings making major mistakes on their positioning against the Tiny in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Absolutely, I'm with you.
Eternal Kings has ways of securing kills, of going at the enemy, and so NeXty's relying on Eternal Kings to not win the laning phase, whereas Eternal Kings can actively pursue winning the laning phase.
Right, I'm with you. All right. That was the series. We'll be back tomorrow with RD2L Tuesday. I still don't know who we're casting. Probably Sev.
Alright, I think the team Bo's on also. He said he would be down for us to cast them.
Yeah.
So, might look at that. Because we have been promised post-game interviews from Bo.
That is true. But yeah, we'll be doing the big cast tomorrow and also Wednesday. So, expect us then. All right. Peace.